Hey everybody, it's the Pantry Party Show with your host at DJ Blattner. Today we have a guest who is a registered dietitian. She is a chef. She develops recipes. She is a 5-time cookbook author. It is at Jackie Nugent. Hey, I'm ready to get this party started. How about you? It's about to begin right now. It's the Pantry Party Show. Hello everybody. Oh my gosh. What a guest today. I mean, here's the deal. 5-time cookbook author, chef, registered dietitian, OMG. And I wore my green earrings for her because her very first book is how I became super obsessed with her. So I can't wait. Without further ado, let's get her in here, my friend. Where are you at Jackie Nugent? Let's get you in and get ready to welcome her with a warm pantry party. Welcome, everybody. Getting ready. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Woo!
Hey.
Hi, CJ. I'm
Welcome.
so excited you wore green earrings for me. I wore pink for you.
Oh, thank you, girl. Welcome
I
to
miss
the pantry party.
you. Thank you. I love your disco ball.
Well, you know what? I thought, oh, shoot, if I'm going to call it pantry party, there's got to be some party element. And I was like, yep, it's going to be the $12.99 disco ball.
We'll take it. If we don't have a cocktail, we'll take a disco ball.
Yeah, agree. Okay, so here's the deal. This is my first love. Do you remember?
Oh my God. Of course I remember that book. Oh my gosh. That was like such a crazy time. It was like I had to do that book in I think it was 3 months, and my only experience writing cookbooks was doing like having a year. So I basically hibernated in my kitchen and told my friends, I'll see you in 3 months, and whipped out this cookbook. I love that cookbook, but it's one of those things. I think I have this superpower. I know you have lots of them, but this superpower I have is that when I come out with a cookbook, like Big Green Cookbook, then we had the Great Recession. So now I just came out with another book, and what do we have? We have this global pandemic. So my thought process is if I write another cookbook, just beware. In a couple months, we have no idea what's going to happen. So maybe just sell your stocks when my next book comes out.
Oh my gosh, I will say, and I DM'd you and I was like, wait, is this the 5th one? I mean, you're a 5-time cookbook author. So even though I have my heart, I always loved the Big Green Cookbook. I mean, I remember it being at like Crate and Barrel and everywhere. And so I will always have that in my heart. But this newest book that you have is so gorgeous. I put in my post when you swipe the cover of it. It's just simple.
Yes.
Gorgeous. I mean, it's beautiful. So tell me about this new cookbook.
Yeah, it's called the Clean and Simple Diabetes Cookbook. And basically, it's just the easiest ever way to cook if you have diabetes, or even if you don't have diabetes and just want healthier recipes. But my dad has diabetes, so that's one of the reasons why I started developing diabetes cookbooks. My very first one I did because I think it was like, I don't know, 1990, I forget, 1990, I don't remember. It wasn't that long ago. But it was so long ago that there were no diabetes cookbooks on the market that had anything that was remotely natural in the entire essence. It was like, have this sweetener, have this fat-free this, sugar-free that. And I'm like, all these highly processed foods, if my dad has diabetes, the last thing I want him to do is, eat highly processed foods. So that's why I developed my first one, the All Natural Diabetes Cookbook. So this one, the Clean and Simple Diabetes Cookbook, is because so many people are like, okay, Jackie, we like your recipes, but sometimes they take like 20 minutes. And I'm like, well, that's okay, right? And they're like, no, I don't have 20 minutes. I'm like, okay, I will come up with something that does not take 20 minutes. So everything in there is super, super easy. So if you are a highly talented chef, you might not want my cookbook because you're like, okay, I know how to do this. So, but if you just want easy recipes, or even if you are a highly talented chef and don't know how to do easy recipes, that's what this one is all about. So basically, I challenged myself. I made sure that every recipe had no more than 7 ingredients. And that was with salt and pepper and oil and everything. So so many cookbooks are like, they have numbers and they're like, oh, but then you have salt and you have all these seasonings added, and then you have these oils and broths. And I'm like, wait, that's 12 ingredients. That's not like 7 or 5 ingredients or whatever they say. So I kept it max to 7, so to keep it really, really simple.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so there's a lot to break down there. First, I've always wondered why you were so drawn to diabetes. And so that personal connection makes so much sense about why these books are just, I mean, they're amazing because you're pouring true passion and like authenticity in there. And I love how you met the market and was like, hey, I don't want my dad eating all of this like stuff. I mean,
Right.
that is, you know, what they say is necessity is the mother of all invention, or whatever that saying.
Yes, good
It's like,
saying.
that truly is what you did. And I mean, when I look through your books, I'm always like, gosh, she has a passion for this diabetes stuff. And there it is your dad. Well, you know what else is very interesting is your call out to everybody who says 7 ingredient recipes and then adds 12 other things.
Yes. I'm like, that's not right.
Thank you for that. You get a disco ball for truly
I mean,
having.
it's totally fine. I mean, most people do that, but I'm like,
No.
but that's what people were telling me. They're like, no, I'm like, if you say 7 ingredients, I want no more than 7 ingredients. I'm like, okay, I promise, no more than 7. So there you go.
It's beautiful. It's great. And I'm glad that you preface, and every time you talk about this beautiful, simple, and clean diabetes cookbook, it is clearly, I looked at it, I've been through it, I love the recipes. It is clearly for everybody. And I mean, like even you said, even a chef who is like, just got done with a huge shift in cooking for everybody and has no energy left. These are things that I can actually see everybody, anywhere, all the time going to. These are literally the core essence of what people need to be eating. I love this book.
You are so awesome. I love your book, the flexitarian diet. That was like one of my first diet books that I actually like, oh, actually some diet books are actually okay. So
oh gosh, yeah. The controversy of having the word diet in there, I remember. Oh my god. You know
I let that slide. Yes. It's like sometimes it's like there's no other good word, even though it's it works. So flexitarian is what the whole project does. So
it's
that's
so true. The other thing, as I was reading through and just refreshing myself with your bio and everything, the thing I love that you're using right now, and I don't know that I've ever seen it, is Cooking Coach.
Oh yeah.
I love that.
Well, why not? So I'm like, I was doing a lot of cooking lessons, going to people's apartments or their homes or having them come here, which is so much easier when they come here. Because I've been teaching at the Institute of Culinary Education for over 20 years. So way, oh yeah, you came to one of my classes so long ago. Yes.
I did Brooklyn-based at Jackie Nugent's. I was like, one time I was in New York and I was like, oh my gosh, it happened to line up. I was able to take one of your magical
You
classes.
made a cameo at my class. It was awesome.
So fun. I can't believe you've been doing that for so long.
So long. Although, I mean, it's closed right now because, so I don't know when we'll be able to cook really close together again for here, at least in New York. But I had these classes. They're like, oh, well, can you do some private lessons at home, or can you come teach my bachelorette party? Or it was like, it just kind of blossomed from there. So I started doing these in-home classes, and they're so much fun. And I love doing the hands-on. Video is great, but doing hands-on work, just making sure people know how to dice an onion or, mince a garlic, or just having that interaction with them one-on-one, it just really helps, especially if you're trying to get people to eat more plant-based. So like, if you don't know the right way to hold a knife, it's just not, it takes a little longer to do if you're trying to eat more vegetables, if you don't know how to hold a knife properly.
Yeah. Oh, I will tell you, one of my first things ever after I became a dietitian is I took a knife skills class, and it was literally a game changer.
You are so smart.
But recipes that were like taking me, 45 minutes to make, all of a sudden became 15, 20-minute recipes because I knew how to cut things.
That's always the first class I tell people, like, should I take your class? I'm like, no, take a nice skills class, and then you can take my class.
It really is a game changer. And one of the things that you mentioned that I also read through when I was reading your bio is plant-based, and I love your mantra is so you. It's so what you do. It's so what you stand for. I know what it is now by heart, but you want to share your beautiful mantra with everybody?
Aim for plant-based, go for great taste. Oh wait, what's my mantra? Go for great taste, aim for plant-based, try not to waste.
Okay.
Yay, I got it right.
You totally got it right. Well, I mean, if I break that down, that's what I think of at Jackie Nugent, right? I think of go for great taste, that you are not willing to compromise health for taste, that you can have both. So go for great taste. Aim for plant-based is like, I know that even with your meat or no meat cookbook, is like you've always had that vibe of going for plant-based.
Yeah, I want people to eat more plant-based, but it's like I'm not a Nazi about it. So I just want, just eat more vegetables. It doesn't have to be an all or nothing approach. Yeah,
I love
just
it.
like a flexitarian approach.
Exactly. And try not to waste. What I love about that line, so, why I think like, oh gosh, that's the great big green cookbook, is like so much of like the eco-friendly, before people were even talking about earth-friendly things, you were talking about. And I love how you put it, try not to waste, right? So it's like, I feel like evangelical people get so intense about this that I get intimidated, and I'm like, I'm never doing enough, so why even bother? And so your mantra sort of helps me be like, no, every little bit counts. Try your best not to waste, even if it's 1/2 of a paper towel that you don't use. Like, good job.
Right. Yeah. It all counts. So I call it the sustainability sweet spot. So it just like do what works for you. And, everyone is kind of on a different spectrum of how eco-friendly or how green they can be or want to be, or how realistic it is for them. So you don't have to beat yourself up about it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So I love that mantra. I was like, oh my gosh, girl, I'm putting that in my heart. I love it. And here's the issue is a lot of times when I'm doing Pantry Party, okay, I get these visions, these blasts of visions that come in as I'm talking, and I can't get this out of my head, so I'm going to have to use our time to share this right now. The cooking coach thing, I can see it being like the legit, like you have a whistle around your neck and it says like cooking coach, and you're like standing here and you're like, smiling with your little mantra. Anyway, I'm thinking of a full lean into the cooking coach, because the cooking coach show, the cooking coach book.
Oh my gosh, I need you around me more often. You should be my coach.
But I'm serious. Like, this is like, I can't get it. It's such a great vision. I just see it so much for you, because you do have, I remember being in your class and thinking, wow, she has a lot of patience for how much you know about cooking, that it's like, I would be like, want to shake people, like, what are you doing? And you have patience and joy of teaching. It's just, anyway, consider it a lean in,
yes,
sort of empire. Because
okay, do you need 15% fee for that?
I'll take it.
You are always so awesome, full of ideas.
Oh my gosh. Well, hey
you.
girl. So this is the Pantry Party show. And so part of our deal here is to either get a little glimpse of a pantry or some of your favorite ingredients, or a favorite meal inspiration from maybe your new book, something that we can actually use to inspire our own food.
Okay, so I'm sharing with you what I ate for breakfast.
Oh,
so yes, but I made breakfast and lunch, or breakfast and dinner. So it serves two. So it's like, so I ate one of them already. It's not left over from my breakfast. This is intentionally planned for lunch or dinner. So I don't know if you can even see it.
Oh yeah, put it up. Oh wait, oh yeah, I see what you mean. It's beautiful.
There we go. Whee! Okay, before I spill it all. It is, it's going to be hard for me to move my camera right now, or my phone. But basically it's savory oatmeal. And I've actually, I know you love oats. So, so I made it for you.
I'm crazy for them, because I'll tell you what, it's one of the only foods that I honestly feel is a blank canvas and fills me up. Like, I'm a big, like, I need to feel, I hate feeling peckish. It makes me very hangry. You know what I mean?
I do.
So anyway, I love savory oats. What did you put in there?
Okay. So, well, first of all, I've been doing savory oats for eons. But I never told people, because I thought they would think it was like, that's just really bizarre. And luckily, people know what it is now. It's not for everyone. If you like sweet oatmeal, you might not like savory oatmeal. But it's it's a blank canvas, like you said. So whenever I had like leftover vegetables, or I cooked too much for dinner, I'm like, okay, what do I do? And I used to like, oh, I'd do an omelet, or I'd put it in pasta, or I'm like, what else can I do with these leftover vegetables? So I started putting them in a savory oatmeal. So to make savory oatmeal, vegetable broth. You can even do it with water if you don't have vegetable broth, but I always have vegetable broth on hand. And I always get low sodium, not because I don't like salt, because I love salt. And I actually, that's one of my biggest pet peeves in my classes when I'm teaching, is I'm teaching all of these wholesome cooking skills. And people don't realize when you're starting with 0 sodium, you actually have to add salt to foods. And people are like, I never add salt. I'm like, well, when you start with 0, you actually do need to add salt. So this way,
disco ball for that.
Yay, salt, yay for salt. But basically, this allows you, if you start with low sodium, then you add your own salt. So you can control the amount that you add, whatever type that you want to add. And sometimes when you're using broths, if you're reducing it or you're cooking it down, it can be too much sodium if you don't start with a low sodium. So basically, you bring the broth and the salt to a boil. And then you add your oats. And what I do is 2.5 cups broth to 1 cup of oats. So it's a little bit more broth than usual, than your, like water or milk that you usually use. But I like it a little looser. It's up to you if you like really thick oatmeal or if you like looser. And then you stir in your oats and you stir in your vegetables. So this is my vegetable I went with today because for some reason I had oodles and oodles of grape tomatoes. And then you cook that for 5 minutes. And then you add some greens. And this is like, we might have a cameo from Baby Duke, my cat. Yes. This is his favorite food. Do you want baby spinach? Come here. Do you want baby spinach?
I read on your website that he likes organic the best.
He does. He seriously knows. I don't know if you can see him peeking over let's see if he gets it with his paw. There's baby spinach.
I can't see you, baby. A little bit I can.
He just took it. Okay. So you cook your oats with the vegetable or your leftover vegetables, toss in there. And then you can take it off the heat, stir in your leafy greens and wait till they're wilted, and that's it. So I
love this. You know what?
Yeah, I top it.
Why it's different than what I would say is that I feel like the drama of mine is like I make them plain and then I'm making the vegetables separate, but you're time saving and making it more savory by doing it with the broth in the bottom and then just cooking the vegetables like right in.
Yeah, and they're basically already cooked, or you use a vegetable that doesn't take a long time to fix. You can even toss in some frozen peas or, however you want to make it. Some leftover grilled asparagus, which is always good in this. Yeah. Yum. So then he doesn't want to make a cameo, but he's enjoying his spinach. And then you serve it. You can top it. You can do like goat cheese or feta cheese. I have cashew cheese because that's my favorite. If I don't make
what
it.
What kind of cheese?
This is a tree nut cheese, cashew cheese.
Oh, cashew cheese.
Cheese.
I didn't know that you said cashew. I was like, I thought it was like some kind of thing.
Fancy?
Oh, okay.
Not fancy. And then lemon, because I'd say that's probably one of the most underrated ingredients in foods is acid. So whether it's vinegars or lime juice or lemon juice, especially if you don't want to do that much salt, somehow lemon zest always like zest this. So this is like your essential tool in the kitchen. Always take your microplane zester and zest your citrus fruit first, because you can use that kind of like you sprinkle on Parmesan cheese or you sprinkle on salt. It does kind of the same thing. So squirt some lemon, sprinkle with some sea salt. And then if you want a punch of protein, then you can fry an egg and top it with that. Or if you have plant-based breakfast sausage, that works really well too. So, it's basically you make it your own. Are you with me?
No, I'm thinking about this. Okay, so again, as you're talking, I'm like, all right, I'm thinking, so I have the broth in, I have the oats. You like it a little more loose, so it's like a 2.5 cup broth to 1 cup oat.
Exactly.
And you're cooking that, and then when it's you feel like it's just about done, that's when you start putting your veggies in that are just about cooked, like the grape tomatoes and the spinach, just a little bit. They get only like a minute or two.
Well, you can actually put the vegetables in with the oats. just to get them fully heated through, and if they need a little bit of cooking. And then at the end, that's when I put like herbs or leafy greens. That's when I put in my spinach. So,
Okay.
but it's like, you can't really mess up. It's only 5 minutes. So if you cook something 5 minutes rather than 1 minute, it might be a little softer, but yeah, it's not, it's one of those recipes. It's actually in the Clean and Simple Diabetes Cookbook. So,
I was going to ask. I was going to ask. Okay.
Yeah, so I put it in there just to make it easy.
I think that, okay, that is phenomenal. Now, here's my thing. As you were talking about doing the microplane and the zest of your lemon,
yeah,
you do that. Say you buy lemons. Have you ever, you wash them and you just do that right away? And do you keep that zest somewhere so it's always ready to go?
You can. I freeze extra zest. I'm like, my cat now is up here. He's into the basil. I'm like, this is not yours.
Oh, kidding. Oh my gosh. This
Here's
is the
spinach
first
for you.
Pantry Party kitty cameo. Hi, baby.
Spinach, baby spinach. Now, okay. He doesn't like catnip, but he loves baby spinach.
That
okay,
is,
there we go.
No, Jackie Nugent. This is the first cat cameo we've had.
Yeah, so yes, not HACCP friendly. Yay. Okay, good boy.
That's so
all right, so you can basically anytime before you use lemon or lime or orange, even if a recipe doesn't call for using the zest, just grate it, because you never know if you want to use that for the rest of the meal to add some essence, or you can use it later. I stash it in the freezer just if I don't need it that day.
Okay, that I feel like is a very pro tip, because here's what I run into. I have my lemons, whatever, and then I'm like cutting it, juicing it, putting in lemon water, blah, 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 all this stuff. And then I'm like, oh, I forgot to zest it. And then I never have zest around because I've already used my lemon. So I sort of like this mindset of, I get it, I zest it, I keep it in the freezer, and then my lemons are there sort of like,
they're bulb.
They're a little bit disheveled in my fridge, but at least it would remind me to use the darn zest, because I feel like I forget. It's always too late, because you're right. It adds something so awesome. Well, citrus in general, but even the zest does too. Oh my God. Yeah. I love savory oats.
Or I can show you. Wait, I have another tip. Okay. So there's a way to cheat too.
Oh,
so
I need that.
Yeah. So it's just straight lemon juice.
Oh.
So straight organic lemon juice. It's not the reconstituted stuff. So when I'm working on major projects, I put lemon juice in. That's what people say. I'm like, if there's lemon juice in it, I know it's your recipe. So sometimes you just don't have extra time to work with all that lemon, and maybe you're not a zest fan. You can always get this. These last for weeks in the refrigerator. So it reminds you to add a splash of lemon or add a splash of acid, which actually helps to balance flavors and make everything that much tastier.
I love it. You got a lot of hearts going, and somebody said, Karina said, love that idea.
Oh, good.
Okay, so hey, I didn't know that about if it has lemon in it, it's probably an Aunt Jackie Nugent recipe.
Some people tell me they're like, if it has lemon or if it has scallions, here's my scallions. So I do these in my windowsill.
Oh,
so have you ever done that? Yeah.
Well,
So you when you have like just short little nubs left, just put them in water in your windowsill and they will regrow. So this is about a week of growth. Yeah. It's cheap. So then it's like I don't have to pay the 79 cents for another bunch of scallions. I have it right in my windowsill. So scallions or mint. Counts. Yes, I mint, but it's kind of my Middle Eastern background. My mom was Lebanese, so I think I try to like push little influences of that every once in a while, and just to remember her.
Isn't that is, you know what, cooking with heart and passion, and that you can tell in your recipes, even like in this new cookbook where it's simple, clean diabetes cookbook, it's passion. And it's like love of food, and then like you can say, I put hints of my mom in here. I did this for my dad, and then this one is for my kitty.
Yes, he's not shy.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Well, I have that effect on kitties and dogs. They do love me. Oh, and Karina says Lebanese spices, and then she gave all these fun raising her hand. It's
yay.
Delicious, absolutely delicious. Well, so what's that recipe called in your new cookbook?
Savory Farmers Market Oatmeal. I think that's a name. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a name.
I
I'll
love
share it
that.
later. I'll share it later on the Instagram.
Oh yeah, would you actually, you know what that
Yeah.
reminds me of? One of my, oh, you know how you signed my book? It says, Dear Dawn, cheers to your palate, the planet, and your friendship. That's what it says.
Aw,
I love that,
that was
right?
nice of me.
That was nice of you. Actually, you know what? There was one thing in here that I remember getting this book. I was like, that's the best name. It's Farmer's Market Quesadilla in this oldie but goodie. I'm sorry that I keep showing your oldest book on here, but
that's okay.
It's how I remembered you. But your newest one, is it available everywhere? Or where can people get your new book? What's the title and where can they get it?
The Clean and Simple Diabetes Cookbook, it's everywhere. So Amazon, and it's on American Diabetes Association is a publisher, so it's on their site as well. And, you know, just enter in the name and buy it wherever you find it. And I will love you for that.
Well, and I honestly say Clean and Simple Diabetes Cookbook for everyone. I'm adding to the title of your book.
Thank you.
Just so you know,
it's so
like,
true.
Yes. And then, you know, because I feel like when people see it, so they're like, oh, well, I don't have diabetes. Well, guess what? There's another subheading, and it's called For Everyone, because I love your new book. I love all your books. I mean, girl, you're so talented.
Oh, thank you. Back at ya. So when is your next book?
Oh, if you have a therapy session available, I will schedule that.
Okay.
At Jackie Nugent, if people want more of your brilliance, where should they go and what should they do?
At Jackie Nugent, I guess, is the best place to go. But my website, jackienugent.com. That's it. I'm Jackie Nugent everywhere. So people just, yeah, you don't have to think twice about how to find me. It's just my name on everything. It's ridiculous.
Simple, clean and simple, right?
Right.
Hey, thank you so much for being a magical guest on the Pantry Party Show today, at Jackie Nugent.
Thank you, at DJ Blattner. I miss you so much.
I miss you too. I love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, that was another fabulous episode of the Pantry Party Show with at Jackie Nugent. She has a new book called The Clean and Simple Diabetes Cookbook for Everyone. I'm adding that tagline on there because it is just amazing. As she told us at the Pantry Party Show today, everything has seven. Do you hear what I'm saying? 7 ingredients or less, and everything is super quick to make. So I don't know. Do you want something fast and delicious and nutritious? Yeah, I think you do. So check out at Jackie Nugent's newest book. And like she said, she's at Jackie Nugent everywhere. So that's her website. That's her handle on Instagram. Bada bing, bada boo. Okay, so it's Thursday. I know everybody's trying to keep track of what day of the week it is. It's Thursday. So we have one more episode of the Pantry Party Show this week, and it's very special. I have got a guest, plus a special guest, plus a whole crazy theme going. OMG. What are you going to do? You better set your alarm, put it in your calendar, noon Central Time, tomorrow, the Pantry Party Show Special Edition. All right, thanks so much, and until next time, sending you high immunity vibes, big love, and lots of kisses.